Hello students, welcome to the English class. For the last few days I have been giving you the video lectures on the rat trap seller on the rat trap written by Salma Lagerlof. I have even provided you with the PPT presentation. Today I am going to discuss you with the analysis of the chapter. By this time you have already come to know about the theme of the story. You have also We have also discussed about the chapter. Line by line explanation has been given to you. Today I want to discuss upon the main points, the metaphors used in the story, the analysis of the story, that how the story has unfolded itself. We will specifically discuss about the transformation of the of this rat trap seller, of the peddler, how he have found himself to be a person in the wrong side, transformed into the right side. Okay, here I have made a PDF file of the rat trap, the analysis. In your classroom I will also provide the PDF. I will share the PDF with you. Here I am giving you a video lecture on upon this PDF, so please see what is actually given over here. The Rat Trap, written by Salma Lagerlof, is a short story about an old disheartened beggar and thief who is taken in and shown generosity by a young woman. Her kindness changes his bitter attitude about life. The peddler is a man who has fallen upon misfortune and now resorts to selling rat traps, begging and thievery. He is very pessimistic about the world around him and sees the world as merely a rat trap. He believes that society tempts us with riches and fine things, and when we accept, we are caught in the trap and are left with nothing. Now this is completely the summary of the story. Okay, now what I want to discuss here over in this particular video is the compassion that the rat trap seller had received from various people around him. First of all, he had got this compassion or the companionship from the crofter, isn't it? We have seen that when the rat trap seller had asked for a shelter for a night, he was given the shelter. Okay, he was given very warmly. He was welcomed in the crofter's house, and the crofter, he was very generous. Okay, he had provided the rat trap seller with food. He had also given the rat trap seller the this tobacco, okay, and porridge, and for a night he had allowed him to sleep in his house. Not only this, he was generous also in showing off his wealth. Okay, now at the end, when the story gets over, the rat trap seller had told that when he had written the letter to to this Edla, that he wants that Edla should return back the money, that 30 kroner, back to that old man, to that crofter. Why? Because he thinks that the crofter has kept the money as a temptation, as a bait for the poor wanderers who walk by his house. Okay, now isn't that true? We have seen three characters in this story. One is the crofter. Next is the iron master, and the third is Edla. Three of them deals with the rat trap seller, with the peddler, right? Now what we find is that this peddler had reacted back his relation with the crofter, the iron master, and Edla differently. In the case of the crofter, he was welcomed in his house, yet the peddler had what we can say had deceived him, isn't it? He became a traitor. The crofter very generously had shown the money that he had earned, the 30 kroner, but the rat trap seller had tricked him, okay, deceived him, stole away the money and went away. Now what does this show? Why did the crofter behave in such a manner? If we look it very judgmentally into the relationship between the crofter and the rat trap seller, then you will find that the crofter had allowed the rat trap seller in his house because he himself was lonely. He does not have a wife, he does not have a child. Okay, so he was very lonely and he wanted a person to accompany him. He did not welcome the rat trap seller like a poor wanderer who is roaming about from one place to another. Okay, he did not allow the rat trap seller for that particular thought. He had allowed the rat trap seller in his house just because he wanted company. He thought for himself. He was selfish enough to think only for himself. And when he went on to give away the details about his earning, about his bossy cow and all this thing, he never thought for once also that the person whom he is discussing is a poor wanderer, is a beggar. Okay, and who knows, maybe a thief also. Okay, he just wanted to show his prosperity, that once he was a crofter, but after retiring or after getting away from his job as a crofter, he is still very prosperous. So he is tempting the rat trap seller. So in a way we find that the what we can say, the behavior or the attitude that he received back from the peddler somewhere is justified. Okay, because I have already told you before only in the theme that the rat trap is a story where it deals with one particular theme, that is good begets good and bad begets evil, isn't it? Now for the second person, that is the iron master. The iron master, when he had invited the rat trap seller into his house, he thought him to be his friend, not as a poor wanderer. Okay, and when he came to know that this is actually a peddler but not his friend Nils Olof, he ordered him to move out from his house. He never thought that this rat trap seller or this peddler might be suffering from various kind of loneliness. Okay, or he might be a very poor wanderer who also needs to enjoy the Christmas. He never thought of that. Okay, he gave away the food or he gave away the clothes at the initial part just because he thought himself to be thought this person to be his friend. Now you can say that later on he had gifted him his cloth, but remember that was done only after the persuasion of his daughter Edla, not by himself. Okay, it was Edla only who told that it is her father's intention that the rat trap seller may take away this cloth as a Christmas gift, and also that the next Christmas he is welcome to his house. Okay, so all this shows that whatever the iron master have done in the later part, okay, that was all because of the persuasion of his daughter. And later on, when he came to know in the church that this rat trap seller had stolen the thing from his house, he was very furious with his daughter. Okay, he knew that he have understood that maybe this rat trap seller is a thief, okay, and have stolen away everything from his house. Now the third character, Edla, and that is one of the most beautiful character in the story. She, at the beginning, the first time when she saw the rat trap seller in the forge, okay, in the iron mill, immediately she had doubt that this person, whatever be it, cannot be a gentleman, cannot be a educated person, because he had a scary eyes, he was a frightened eyes, isn't it? Either he is a thief or he had broken away from jail. So what do we find? Edla from the beginning only knew that this person is not her father's friend. Okay, but yet she had welcomed this man into her house. Not only this, when her father told the peddler to move away from the house, she was the one who interceded and had told the rat trap seller to stay, because she wanted that this wanderer should spend at least one Christmas in his life peacefully, sleeping and enjoying. And that is what she had done. Okay, so if we look into this particular story carefully, then we find that the story describes a process of transformation that takes place that takes in the peddler. Okay, the peddler at the beginning of the story, and then compare his character with the writer of the letter towards the end. So you will find that how the peddler has changed. Okay, if you can see the word file that is provided over here, it is given: the warmth of compassion extends its rays around the world, engraving mankind with its characteristic. Salma Lagerlof supports the theory of compassion in her modern day short story The Rat Trap, which depicts the powerful and positive impact of such care. In the story, cynicism grips the protagonist's rat trap peddler until the old man and the blacksmith's daughter infect the protagonist with their altruism. Thus, the peddler's inner soul experiences a rapid transformation from an ugly duckling to a dazzling swan, isn't it? So that is what compassion is, the main thing that have changed the peddler, right? If you see at the beginning, the peddler at the beginning of the story is a revengeful, vindictive, and jealous person who has no scruples in robbing others. He has a poor self-esteem and is full of feelings of vengeance, hostility, and malevolence towards the whole world. We see him as a perpetually suspicious man who views the kindness of others with doubt. But by the end of the story, we see a transformed and reformed peddler, right? He has a name and a title. He has the dignity and self-esteem of a captain in the army. The letter that he leaves for Edla is an affirmation of the transformation that had taken place within him. He signs the letter off as Captain von Stell. The gift of the rat trap with the 30 kroner is a symbol and acceptance on his part of the change that has taken place in him. The letter and the gift are both his ways of thanking Edla for bringing out a transformation in him. She had treated him with the respect and dignity due to an army captain. Thus, he was returning goodness with goodness. For if evil begets evil, then in the same way, good begets good. I've already told you before, isn't it? Now, this process of transformation takes place in 3 very clear stages. Okay, now if you see at the beginning, the rat trap seller always thought evil for others. But as he goes through the crofter, then the iron master, and then Edla, we find that in 3 very clear stages, the transformation has taken place, right? Okay, now if you see this particular word file, then you will find here it is said that Lagerlof's first scene of compassion is from the old man's hospitality. Despite the fact that he did not know the peddler, the old man still opened his arms and acted charitable by providing food and shelter. This action is not typical in the today's world. A majority of us would turn a blind eye. However, although the old man showed a sign of compassion, it was not appreciated. The protagonist stole from the old man. As the peddler ponders on the road of guilt, he soon receives a second action of care from a little girl, isn't it? Now, the first stage in the process of transformation takes place when he comes across the old crofter. The old crofter, unlike everyone else he has met in life, greets him with a smile. He gives him porridge, shares his tobacco, plays a game of cards, okay, with him, and then shares his confidence with him. To prove that he is not lying, he also shows the peddler the 30 kroner that he had earned. Okay, this overarching emotion that courses through the peddler's mind is that of doubt and suspicion, right? As per his worldview, the old crofter might as well be the devil's advocate, okay, who is trying to get him trapped by tempting him with the 30 kroner as the bait. That this was what he thought is proved when he gets lost in the forest and berates himself for having fallen for the 30 kroner. He looks at the forest as a rat trap, isn't it? Now we will go to the second stage, okay, where the iron master had invited the rat trap seller. The second stage in the process of transformation takes place when the iron master comes across him at the iron works. Mistaking him to be an old comrade, Niels Olof, he invites the peddler to his home. The peddler initially plays along but then gets frightened when the iron master insists that he should accompany him to the manor to share in the Christmas fair. Somehow he knows the peddler that to go to the manor, he knows the peddler, okay, that if he goes to the manor, then it would be risky and dangerous, okay, because he was entering the lion's den, right? Okay, now what if he got trapped, okay, that he has stolen this money from the crofter, so that can immediately be disclosed, okay, that can immediately be known by the iron master, okay. So he was having the emotion of fear and terror, the fear of being caught for stealing the 30 kroner, right? Now, if we go from later on, compassion is illustrated when the blacksmith's daughter takes pity on the protagonist. Although she knew the fact that he was not Captain Von Stell, whom he claimed to be, the girl said, "I think he ought to stay with us today. I don't want him to go." The girl's compassionate words cracked the foundation of the protagonist's cynical world. Throughout the story, the protagonist only believed that in the dismal side of human nature, survival of the fittest, and viewed the world as a battlefield. Now, as I have written down here, the third stage in the process of transformation takes place when Edla intervenes on her father's behalf, and she is able to convince him that he will be free to leave whenever he wished. Isn't it? Later, when the iron master realizes his mistake and he threatens to hand him over to the sheriff, Edla intercedes, okay, on his behalf. Her father thinks she had gone crazy, and the stranger is puzzled by her insistence that he stay and enjoy the Christmas fair with them. Not only this, but she even tells him that the suit he is wearing is his to keep, okay, a gift from them. And to add to all this, she tells him he is welcome to spend the next Christmas, okay, with them. Now, the principal emotion that the peddler goes through in the last stage of transformation is the emotion and feeling of amazement. Okay, he is surprised and he is in awe that a person totally unknown to him should fight for him so spiritedly. Now, that was completely unimaginable by the peddler, isn't it? To continue, okay. Throughout the story, the protagonist only believed in the dismal side of human nature. We have already done this. See here, Lagerlof's The Rat Trap strongly validates the concept that compassion revolves around humankind. She provides evidence when the old man and the blacksmith's daughter show compassion towards the protagonist. As a result, the girl acted as the North Star, guiding the protagonist out of the trap of cynicism. Another lesson the mendicant learns throughout the course of the story is to be considerate of others. At the end of the novel, he makes amends with the old man by returning his money and writing Edla a thank you note. He understands what he did to the man was wrong, and that was not returning the kindness and trust given to him. He apologized for lying to the girl and her father and leaves her a present, a rat trap and the stolen money, 30 kroner bills of the old man to be returned. Okay, so what does Selma Lagerlöf, the writer, actually ends up by suggesting that it is unconditional love and unconditional kindness that have the power to transform people. The old crofter showed unconditional kindness towards the peddler. The ironmaster did not show unconditional kindness towards the peddler because the kindness he showed to the stranger was intended for an old comrade, not an imposter, isn't it? This does not, however, mean that the ironmaster did not have a role to play in the process of transformation. Okay, in fact, by agreeing to his daughter's pleas, he was furthering the process of transformation that had been started by the old crofter. The final stage adds up to the contribution of the old crofter and even the business-minded ironmaster when Edla displays her unconditional kindness towards the stranger. Her conviction that in the midst of all that was bad in the peddler, there lurked deep within a little boy who was good in nature. It was to that boy that Edla appealed when she fought on his behalf. If negativity begets negativity, then surely this story proves that positivity begets positivity. In the same way that unconditional kindness brings out what is good in us. Okay, so I hope I have tried to explain the main gist of the story. We have gone through the theme in the PPT, we have gone through the line by line explanation in our video lecture. But why this video was important, or I felt that this is very important, because once you understand the main gist of the story becomes very clear to you, isn't it? In my next PDF file, I will present a PDF file in the classroom where I will be providing you with the important question answers of the chapter. Go through that. Those question answers have been repeatedly being given in the board exam. So those question answers will be very important. So go through those question answers very carefully. Go through these video lectures very carefully. Now the interesting thing is that since these are video lectures, you can just save it in your system, and whenever you feel any doubt, you can just replay it and again understand the explanation very nicely. So this is one of the advantages of video lectures. So you can do that. Okay, so if there is still any doubt, anything you find that okay, I did not understand here, then of course clarify it from me in the classroom. Okay, I'll be there to explain it to you again. Okay, so thank you students. Okay, thank you all.